Okay, Munir, you want me to start? Can you hear me?
Yes, madam. Yeah, we are hearing you.
Oh, sorry, you are on mute.
Yeah. Good evening.
You will keep your microphone off, but webcam on.
Okay, Munir, you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, you can start. You can start.
Okay then. Good evening or good afternoon. It's evening time, your time, in Banga time. So good evening. Before I start, I would like to thank you for coming to my class. And before that, you know, the English accent differed from country to country. So if you don't understand my English or the accent I'm talking, okay, please inform me or raise your hand or text me in the message box. Today, we're gonna run a demo class. I'm gonna talk about quality in supply chain. Munir, can you run the slideshow or I have to run it? Let me share the slides first. Okay, guys, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay now?
Yes, it is visible now.
Okay. Okay, then. First, we're gonna start with the quality supply chain, but before we start quality supply chain, let's first dive into quality. What does quality mean to us? You know, quality differs from person to person. Like if I wanted to ask you, like what quality means to you? Let's ask Kamal, what quality means to you in one word? Kamal, can you hear me?
Standard product.
Okay. Taifour. What does equality means to you?
Yeah, ma'am. May I say?
Safe.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So far, in case of supply chain management, the quality basically I mean that how efficiently the product distribution channel to customer end and complete the satisfaction of the customer. This is the efficient. The more efficient, the more quality, the more efficiency of the supply chain management.
Okay. If we dive into
Hello,
quality, we can... Yeah.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
In a brief, we may say just satisfaction of customer. The satisfaction is customer is the quality of supply chain. I think first the satisfaction of customer.
Satisfaction of customers. Okay. Okay, then when we talk about quality, we're gonna find that it means different thing to different people. Like some people might say like quality means to me the perfect design, okay? And the others may say that equality means to me like price Some others may say that quality means to me like a good material or good fabrics, you know. So quality differs from person to person. That's why whenever we try to define what is the okay, then we go to say that quality is how we can satisfy our customers, or how can we get a satisfied customers. Satisfied customers means we give him the same needs he wants, the same needs from the product he wants, or the same, or we give him the benefit of the product he wants to buy or the service he wants to get. So quality means satisfaction. But if we want to move from satisfaction, okay, to happiness, like to make the customer happy, how we move it from satisfaction to happiness? Do you know that what's the difference between satisfied customer and happy customer?
Yeah, ma'am, this is Abdul Shahid. Actually, the quality, as you said, that is measuring that customer satisfaction is the first thing, but the right time, right quality, right price. So that is called customer satisfaction. So like my goods quality is okay, but if we not able to reach the goods on time, right time to customer, so that satisfaction will go down. So that is customer satisfaction depends on within right quality, right time, right price.
The quality goes down. How we can make it goes up?
Sorry, ma'am.
How we can make it goes up? Like you said, the quality will goes down. How we can make it up? How we can rise the level from satisfaction to happiness? If you are offering a product or a service, do you know how?
Yeah, then yes, yes, supply chain is actually very much required here. The supply chain can reach the goods on time to customer, and quality and quantity. Actually, we thought that the quantity only the related with the supply chain. So today we came to know that quality also part of supply chain. So maybe we'll know more on these things, that quality also is the supply chain, part of supply chain.
Okay, let me define something. If we say quality, that means we're giving you something you expected to get from the product or from the service. Like I expected to get a good design. Okay, when you get the good design from this product, then you got the quality you want, what you expected from the product or the service, right? This is satisfaction. But if we wanted to go to happy customer, to get more satisfied, then we can give you in a product you buy or the service you buy, okay, something we can call it an added value to this product. You don't expect it, you did not expect to find it in this product or in this service. So let's assume you bought a mobile, a cell phone, okay? The cell phone you bought has too many features on it. So these features, you expected to find it in this cell phone, but imagine that in this cell phone or this cellular or smartphone, okay, you get something you was not thinking you're gonna have it, or you're not expected to have these features on it and improved features, then you'll move. If we provide you with unexpected value or benefit or features, okay, then you'll move from satisfied, you get more happy because you got this feature in this smartphone, the one you bought. You understand me?
Yes.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes, understand.
Okay. Done. Before look at those slides, okay, we're going to explain first what is an organization or what is an institute before we go into quality. We can find that an organization, it's about input, process, and output. Input, there is a tangible inputs and intangible inputs like HR, equipment, land, offices, that is an tangible input, right? And we might put, we can input in the organization something intangible, like what? Like technology, softwares, right? So input means we can put input into the organization and tangible product or intangibles. And then we move into process. Process, what we mean by process? It's a production process, production process, what else? Controlling process. What else?
Compliance.
Okay, then we'll get an output. An output, it means we have products or services, or we can have a product and services together, right?
Yes,
This is an organization or an institute or whatever you call it. So an organization is about input, process, and output. What affects the organization? We have too many things affects the organization. We have internal environment and external environment. When we say internal environment, okay, without an external environment, that means we are talking about a closed system organization. If we are in a closed system organization, okay, that means we are not affected or affect the external environment. But we can't run our institute or organization or company if we keep internal environment only, because we have to get affected by the external environment. What we mean by external environment?
It's our competitors, customers, and the market situations.
Okay, when we say external environment, that means we have to go into BISCM. What is BISCM? BISCM, it means like political thing, environmental, social, technology, legal. All these factors affect the organization, right? If the technology changed, that means the organization will get affected, right?
Yes, ma'am. I have a question. Not question. COVID-19 pandemic situation is one kind of external environment. Am I right?
Yes, it is an environmental factor. It changed all the world, not only the organization, economic organization. COVID crisis, it is an environmental factor that affect the organization. It is an external environment factor that affect our organizations. That's why we moved from physical education to virtual education. If we say something political, that means the political factors will affect our organization. If we say legal, that means the legal factors will affect our organization, right? So our organization will get affected by different things: political, environmental, social, technological, and legal environment. What do we mean by social? What do you mean by social environment? Anybody knows what social factors?
Ma'am, it's a cultural thing. Cultural
it would be
thing.
cultural, religious, and something else.
Yes, we mean culture, religion, traditional things. Like if let's assume we're gonna make, like we're gonna promote our product or service in KSA, Saudi Arabia, okay? In Saudi Arabia, we can't promote any product or services against the Islamic law, right? Like if we want to promote alcohol, we can't promote it into KSA, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So we will go into legal issues. That is social. So culture plays a very vital role in our organization. Before we make any product, any services, we have to go through the culture, through the religion, through traditional things, blah, 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 okay? So Let's continue. After we study the BISTL, the external environment and the internal environment. Internal environment, what we study in internal environments? Like external environment, we have to check the political, social, technological, legal things. But in internal environment,
Management policy, and organizational goal, and the target customers. It can be the internal environment.
Chain of command.
Have you ever heard of SWOT analysis?
Analysis, planning.
Yes, yes. Short analysis.
SWOT analysis.
Yes, ma'am. SWOT analysis. A strength, opportunity, threat.
SWOT analysis means we're gonna study the strength factors in our company, the weakness factors, the opportunities, and the threats in our organization. So whenever we say internal environment, then we go into strength and weakness of our organization. What is the factors that strengthen our organization? We have to know it. If we know it, so we can use any strategy that helps our organization. Like if we are strong enough financially, okay, and strong enough in the quality of product and services, then we can use the right strategy for that. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so first we have to study the internal environment in our organization, the external environment in our, that affected our organization. Okay, after we do all these analysis, the SWOT analysis and the BISTL analysis, okay. Okay, then we have to look at our customers before we go into organization, before we get the input, process, output. First, we have to study our customers, what their wants, what is their purchasing powers, and what their needs. And according to our customers, we can product our products or services, right? So we depend first on customer, and from customer to customer. What I mean by from customer to customer, if I say quality, that means I have to study what our customer wants, needs, and what's their purchasing powers. And at the end, I go to the customer. What I mean from customer to customer. Our organization, okay, before to study market. If we want to study the market, then that means we have to go to our customers to see what's their needs, what's their wants, and what is their purchasing power. And according to their needs, wants, purchasing power, and benefit, we go into organization. We get the input, process, and output, right? So if we study the market, we go to our customers. If I say customers, I don't mean the end customer like we. I mean, we might mean other organizations, other suppliers, and other institutes, okay? Different kind of customers. First, we go to the market, we study what our customers wants, needs, and what's their purchasing power. Why I said wants and need and purchasing power? Because I want to have a Mercedes, but I don't have money. So I can't study only the wants. I have to know the needs and the purchasing powers, right?
Yes,
because everybody wants to have a good product or a good service, but do they have a purchasing power?
Yes.
It depends in these customers. That's why we go into the market, we dive into the market, we see what's their needs, wants, and purchasing power, okay? And after that, we go into the organization to get the input, process, and output. Okay, let's assume we know what's our customer wants, what's our customer purchasing power, and what's their needs, okay? And then we go into the organization. We get the input, we go through process and output. And after that, we go back to our customer and to the market.
Because it is the process that we can know what we will produce and what are we going to sell. Without analyzing the customers, we can't make any decision.
Ma'am, another thing maybe due to the customer feedback may increase the quality of the product. That way we go back to customer and find a better solution.
Okay. If we start from our customer and ends in our customer, first we study the needs, wants, and purchasing power, and after that we go back to the customer, because in the input process here, okay, we can ask our customer, how did you find our product, or how did you find our service? So we start taking feedbacks. Why we take feedback? Or tell me, in what process, in where we can take feedback, in input process or in output?
Because the product quality,
process.
In which stage we take feedback?
the product quality and the service is fine or any problem. That's why we need a customer feedback. The marketing strategy or supply chain performance is fine or better. That's why we need customer feedback.
Okay.
Another thing is to ensure the quality of the product.
Exactly. In which stage we ensure the quality of the product?
From the very beginning.
Input, in process, or in output?
This is maybe input process.
So from the input, it must be started from
Input.
If I'm not correct.
Ma'am, can you please tell me again the question? What is your question exactly?
In which stage we take the feedback? In input,
actually,
process, output?
Actually, you are asking about customer feedback, which stage? Customer
the customer feedback or the feedback from the organization? In which stage we take it? From customers, input, process, or output?
Input process.
Input.
Output process.
Not input process, because if we know the customer satisfaction earlier, that's why we make the product as per customer need.
No, I don't think so. It is at output stage. Unless you give the product to the customer, how can you get the satisfaction level?
Yes, exactly. Output stage. I mean, actually, we will get the feedback from the end customer. End customer is the users who will use and who are buying the product, and we will get the feedback from that customer, end customer, the end users.
It's very difficult when we have to get our feedback from the end customer, because when I start with the production, then altering the production is very hard and it's a very long process. So I think before start the production, we need some kind of market research from the customers, and based on this, we may go to the production.
Okay. If we are talking about total equality, okay, that means we're gonna take feedback from all stages, from input, process, output, and from customers too. Feedback from input, feedback from process, feedback from output, and feedback from customers, okay? And we're gonna make also control in input, in process, in output, and in customers too, because we are talking about total equality. So we have to keep an eye on all procedures on the company. Let's assume we want to cook a rice, okay? We have a guest, our customers are our guests, okay? And we want to cook a rice. I choose the rice because it's a common, okay? So what input we need to put if we want to buy a rice? We have to go to the town, right? And to get the very good quality rice, right? Rice, oil, what else? Oven, kitchen, and HR, no, let's say an employee, the one who want to cook this rice, right?
Yeah.
This is an input if we want to buy a rice or if we want to cook a rice for our customer or for our guests. In input, we buy all these things. In the process, then that means we are in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
In the kitchen, we're gonna put the fire in the right way. We're gonna put the maximum of water or the minimum of water on the rice in the right way. So in this process, we have to take feedback, what's going on, and we have to keep an eye or control of how we cook this rice, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, in the output, we're gonna get a good or perfect rice. Okay, in the output, we're gonna take feedback and we're gonna keep a control or an eye on the output. If we assume that we are giving or we are offering a rice for our guests, that means we have to take feedback from our guests and we have to control how we presented this rice. Let's go back to the input. If the rice is not good or melted together, okay, that means we have to go to the input, right? In the input, we can check, is the rice quality is not good, or we choose the wrong rice meal, or the oil we bought is not good, or we use vegetable oil, not olive oil. So we have to go to the input to take feedback what's going on in the input process with the rice. Or if we bought everything in a good condition and we bought the perfect rice, the perfect oil, the good water, then we have a problem in the process. Is the cooker is not good, or he doesn't know how to cook, or she doesn't know how to cook? That means we have to take feedback and control in the kitchen, in the process, production, right? So let's go to the output. To the output, we presented this rice, the one we bought for our guests. So we have to keep taking feedback from our customers to see, did they like the rice or they didn't like it? They like the way we presented this rice or no? So we're gonna check or take feedback and control in our product, is the rice and the services, how we presented this rice. That means we are taking control and feedback from our customers in all stages, right?
Yes.
Why we keep following or taking feedback and controlling all this stuff?
Make sure the quality.
To ensure the quality, to have a very good quality. That's right. But if we keep an eye in our organization, in the internal environment and in external environment and in all stages, input, process, output, that means we are so interested in what? In continuous improvement. Right?
Yes. Right.
What does a continuous improvement mean? Continuous improvement means that we are taking feedback from our customer, from customer to customer. Again, if I say from customer to customer, that means we started from customer, we went to the market first, and then we go into input, process, output, and output, then we go back to our customers and ask them, are you satisfied? If they are satisfied, that means we get the quality we want. This is what's quality, customer satisfaction. If we keep an eye and feedback and control in all stages and in internal environment and external environment, and we keep updating to the best, that means we're gonna get an excellent business or continuous improvement. That means continuous quality. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Anybody have a question in quality? So quality means customer satisfaction. We satisfy their needs, wants, and according to their purchasing power. This is what is equality. If we want to move to a higher level, then we go to a happier customer. If we want to go to a happy customer, that means what? That means we are giving this customer something they didn't expect to have it in this product or service. Any question in this issue?
Yes, ma'am. From your discussion, actually, one point I take out, that means what does means customer who is buying the goods. We are meaning that he or she is the customer. But from your discussion, we know now we are knowing that the input, process, and output, every stage having all our customers. All our customers, like store taking the goods from suppliers. Store is the customer here, and like a manufacturer, and the production floor taking the goods from store. The production floor is the customer for store, and for production floor or store or other management, the leading a management team, they are customer for them, and the quality team taking the goods from production team, and here quality team is the customer. That means customer make quality responsible for everyone. All are customers. Every stage, all are customers. That's all.
Okay, let me add something to your point. If we said customer, I told you we might say the end customer, the institute, the organization, or the suppliers. Okay, but we all know that we have internal customer and external customers. Do you know what's the difference between internal customers and external customers?
Internal customer means the organization, all staff management is the internal customer, and external customer is the who is buying the product, and the organization is the selling, buying the product from other materials, buying from other side. They are the external customer. And but internal department also, the organization like commercial, accounts, sales, they are one one of them, they are also internal customer for like accounts or sales. For the sales, accounts is the internal customer. For accounts, sales is the internal customer.
Okay. If we say an internal customer, that means you are working in the same company and you are buying their products. Like if you are working in let's say Orange, what cell phones company do you have in your in Banga? Zain, Orange, telecommunications company. What's the name in your country?
Not the Orange, Grameen Phone, Bangladesh.
Okay, let's take another example. If you are working in a bank, okay, and you have an account in this bank, that means you are an internal customer because you are working for this bank and also you are using the services of this bank. So you are an internal customer. The external customer, those who are getting the product or the services of this bank, but they don't work in the bank. You get it, Guy?
Yes, it's okay.
This is very much clear. Yeah.
In this slide, we're gonna know what's BISCM analysis. As I told you, political, economic, social, technological, and environment and legal. This is the BISCM analysis we do for the external environment. Those factors affect the company or the organization, or it affects us actually, let's say. Okay, let's move down to supply chain. What is a supply chain? What is a supply chain? When we say a supply chain, that means we are talking about all the activities associated with the flow and transformation of goods from raw material to the end customer. So supply chain refers to the entire network of a company. Okay. Or we can say supply chain, it's the material flow from raw material to the end customer. Okay, when we say a network to facilitate facility including material flow from supplier and their supplier, this is an upstream in supply chain. And we are if we are talking about internal process, that means the transformation of material into semi-finished or finished products. If we are talking about downstream, that means we are distributing the product to the customer or to the end customer. So we have to know these three main keywords: upstream, internal process, and downstream. Anybody has a problem with that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Supply chain management, as you see this diagram, it's about supplier, supply here, and then manufacturing, distribution, retailer, and what?
Dealer.
And customer. Okay, this is what we mean by a supply chain. It is the flow of products, the flow of services, the flow of raw material, the flow of knowledge, the flow of value. If we flow product, services, values from suppliers to customers through manufacturing, distribution, or retailer or wholesaler to customer, that means we are going through the supply chain management. Okay, so it is just a flow of raw materials. Before we go into suppliers or supply, before that we have a raw materials. Raw material is the extraction of raw materials, or from where we get these raw materials. Okay, before suppliers we have a raw material here. Let me find it for you. Okay. Here we have raw materials, the extraction of the raw materials, and then we go into suppliers, manufacturing, distribution, retailer, and customer. This is what we call it a supply chain. So let's assume we want to run a green supply chain management. We have to take consideration into what? If we want to change the supply chain into green supply chain management. What do we mean by green supply chain management?
Environmentally sustainable.
To remain sustainable, to take care of the environment.
Take care of an environment, yes.
Yeah, to lower the toxic material, to have a healthy environment. So we go into a green supply chain to take the environmental factor into consideration in all these stages. That means we are going, or we are changing to a green supply chain management to get an environmental sustainability. Okay, let's change this supply chain to smart supply chain or digital supply chain management. What we use in this case?
Mainly online sourcing. Like now we're using the virtual classes, then we must go to online marketing and using the technology. Current technology, less using the manpower or traditional supply route or supply by road, then we may use the modern technology and the online service to reach the product to the customers and buy the product from the suppliers. We may use the current online facilities. So. And it may be this is my idea.
Okay, if we integrate technology into supply chain, okay, that means we are using a digital supply chain. If we are using like ERP system, financial system, technological financial system, or like we are not using the traditional marketing, we are using digital marketing tools. That means we are changing from supply chain management to digital supply chain management. If we are taking environmental factor into consideration, okay, then that means we are going into green supply chain. So we have different type of supply chain management. We have green supply chain management, we have digital or smart supply chain management, and we have the traditional supply chain management. Okay.
I have a question.
I have
We
a question.
can-
Yeah, sure. Sorry, ma'am. Sir, may I ask a question?
Yes.
I have I have to know what is the green supply chain management. Would you give some example? Is it paperless supply chain management? Is it?
Okay, if you want to add environmental factor like paperless
Supply chain
using,
management.
okay, that means we are going into green. We are taking care of the environment. That means we are going into green things. Like we use the sunlight, not the solar system. We use, you know.
Yeah. So solar system.
Yeah. That means we go into green supply chain management. If we integrate technology into supply chain management, like let's say, who can give us an example of that?
Can you repeat, please?
Okay, let's take an example in distribution area. In distribution, before we used to distribute the marketing leaflet or the marketing papers the traditional way, okay? Or we used to give.
Nowadays, mostly we use the online system like for the POS, all kinds of the post and the money receipts are sending by their mail instead of the physical money receipts. Then also you can distribute through the drone, which is now becoming more and more popular nowadays. It can be more greener than the traditional way.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Did you get that, Seth?
Purchasing through the credit card, debit card. Now that's to make easy to becoming easy day by day, and it also saves the environment by not using the paper.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Should we move to the other slide? You get it? Saif, are you okay?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Yes, okay.
Okay. Now we're going to talk about the function of supply chain management. Supply chain management is a cross-functional approach to manage the movement of raw material. Like here we are managing the tool of raw material, the extraction of material into an organization on a certain aspect of the internal processing of material into finished goods. That means we are moving or managing the raw material to the end customer or to the finished goods. This is what we mean by supply chain management. We manage all the procedures, all the manufacturing, all the production, every process we go through from raw material to finished goods of the organization toward the end customers. So as we know, the organization strives to focus on core competencies and becoming more flexible. The more we go into supply chain, green supply chain, smart supply chain, or digital supply chain, the more flexible we are in our organization. So supply chain management means how we move this product or raw material to the end customers. That's how we defined it. That's how they define it, or how most of the books or authors they define supply chain. Okay, now we're going to talk about factors influencing supply chain management. Okay, it's the same as what? It's the same as the BISCM analysis. What affect our company or what affect our organization? We say we go into BISCM analysis. Okay, if we are talking about what influencing supply chain management, is the same thing. It is consumer demands, What we mean by consumer demand? We mean what's their wants, what their needs, what's the benefit they want, and what is their purchasing power, right? And how much product or services they need. And globalization affects the supply chain. How globalization affects the supply chain management?
Nowadays, it is a very easy. We can purchase the product from the area that we want. And we can purchase the product from the China, from Bangladesh, or it's also we can purchase the product from other countries like USA if we want, and that is have a huge impact because now we not only compete each other internally but also globally, and it's have a good, very bad effect actually for the local company. I think, and it's also an opportunity.
Okay, if we understand what factors affecting the quality, the best analysis is the same factors affecting the supply chain management. Environment, internal and external, competitions, information and communications, globalization, and consumer demands. And we can add to those points more and more and more according to what we understand in the quality. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Supply chain management level. We're going to talk about supply chain levels. In supply chain, we have different levels. We have a strategic level. Okay. In a strategic level, we are what we mean by strategic level. That's whenever we plan for more than 1 year, long-term planning. Okay, 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years, because it is a strategy or a strategic planning. This is the first level of supply chain. In this, in the strategic level, we're gonna study how we're gonna design the supply chain. We're gonna plan for 1, 2, 3, 4, or more years. If we are talking about tactical level, that means we're gonna study the production, the distribution system we are using, how we're gonna plan the resources, how we're gonna allocate the resources we have. In tactical level, we do it quarterly or monthly in the organization, but in strategic, we do it for more than 1 year. Or in operational level, here we are talking about scheduling, production scheduling, how we do the scheduling, how we do the resource scheduling, and performance tracking, how we track our performance. It is a short-term planning process. It's about like we do it weekly or daily basis. So the supply chain management levels, we have strategic, more than 1 year, tactical, quarterly or monthly we do it, and operational, we do it weekly or daily planning, okay? We're gonna go through supply chain goals. Actually, all of you know that what supply chain management goals.
Ma'am, I have a question, please. I like to go back, and I like to understand basically 3 levels. We have stated strategic, tactical, and operational. Would you please give some example in an organization? How can we define these 3 levels?
I give one example of what?
In an organization, how can we define these 3 examples? There is any example, that's why I can make it better understand for us. Okay.
If we are talking about the strategic level, that means we are putting a strategy to our organization. Okay, whenever we say strategy for our organization, that means we are making a long run planning, right? For 1, 2, 3, or 4 years.
This is you think this is planning? Planning is a strategic level.
This is a strategic planning, level planning. It is more than 1 year.
Okay, more than 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we are making tactical planning, that means we are studying the production, what we are going to produce, where we're going to distribute, what resources we're going to use, how we're going to plan this production, how we're going to plan the distribution planning. This means we're gonna study the tactical quarterly or monthly, every month. What did we produce this month?
Okay.
What we produce, where to distribute the product or services we are making. So we do these things monthly. But if you say operationally, that's mean everyday activities. What, like, we have a schedule, right?
Yeah.
In a planning, we have long-term planning. It is a strategic planning, and we have operational, like every day what we have to do in a schedule. Like we put a schedule, okay? Short-term planning, it is about a schedule or activities we have to do it this week or this day in our organization. So we go according to the schedule we bought. If we do it daily, that's mean operational. If we make it monthly or weekly, it's operational. But if we want to talk about monthly planning, we go into tactical level. If we say about after 5 years, where we're gonna be or what we wanna achieve, that's mean we are talking about strategic planning, because it is more than 1 year. Do you know what strategy mean?
Yeah.
What strategy mean?
Strategy is the level of planning for more than 1 year.
Okay.
Okay, and tactical is a part of its less than 1 year, that it is within 1 month or within 3 months. How can we execute our production? This is the tactical. Okay, and operation is much more smaller than tactical. It is 1 day or 1 week. Am I right, ma'am?
What is strategy?
Strategy means how can we execute our planning, or what is the planning for
Strategy is a technique to accomplish a plan or goal.
Is it long-term plan?
Okay, it's a long-term plan. What strategy includes?
In terms of commercial objective, I mean, what is the goal of a company to satisfy the customer or buyer, or what is its I mean commercial solvency, or I mean its product is suitable for customer or buyer.
Okay. Listen to me. What we mean by strategy, what strategy we are talking about, strategy, it's about putting. Let me write it for you so you won't miss it again. Okay. First, we have to make SWOT analysis for our organization. SWOT. Okay. SWOT analysis is strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. We know it. We explained it before. Then we add the BISCM analysis, that we study the political, the economic, the social, the technological, the environmental, and the legal factors that affecting our company. And then we add the SMART goals. What do we mean by SMART goal? What do we mean by SMART goal?
Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic target.
Thank you. That is a SMART goal. And then we add a mission for our company. We have a mission for our company, right? Mission. And we have also something called mission and what? Vision. Vision. What we are dreaming. Vision, okay. And then we start executing our goals, right? And then we start controlling our company and taking feedback, okay? All these procedures, if you add it together, we call it a strategy. So whenever they ask you what is a strategy, it's about a SWOT analysis plus PISTL analysis plus SMART goal plus mission plus vision. And then we'll start our process, input, output, and process, and then we start controlling and taking feedback. And after that, we'll start our continuous improvement to get a quality or excellent business. Okay? Hiha?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, very much clear.
Is what we call it a strategy. It is a long-term planning. It takes a long period, okay, to plan like 1 year or more. But in this 1 year or 2 years or 4 years or 10 years, we are doing this stuff. But I said continuous improvement because we keep updating, we keep controlling what's going in the internal environment and external environment. So we'll have continuous improvement, updating. Like if we have a new technology, we are updating the technology in our company. If we have a new political thing, we are working according to it. So this is what we call it a strategy.
Ma'am, I have another question. Is it possible to, or is it wise to change the strategic planning occasionally? Is it wise?
Is it wise to what?
To change the occasional, on regular basis, it can be changed or not?
I didn't get you.
Sir, strategic planning may be changed occasionally. It may be
changed what?
Strategic planning may be changed occasionally or not.
I think
Planning.
because mission is vision and vision is there. That is much long term.
Okay.
Can you write the question so I can get you?
So sorry, ma'am, I can write it.
Then, okay, supply chain level. Okay, supply chain goal, as we know, it's an efficient supply chain management must result in tangible business improvement or continuous improvement or in sustainability or environmental sustainability. It's according to what supply chain we are running. It focuses in effectiveness of integration. Integration of what? Right quality, the right product, the right value, the right place, the right quantity, and the right time. This is what we call an effective integration in supply chain. Okay. Now we're going to talk about the continuous business excellency. Here we mix or integrate the supply chain into equality. If we have a supply chain management, we focus on delivering system suppliers through customers. We focus in delivering a good or a valuable product or service in a quality, and we focus in quality improvement and continuous improvement, as I explained, and we are using a high performance people, qualified people, then we get a continuous business excellency. This is how we integrate quality into supply chain to get a quality supply chain or a quality digital supply chain or a quality green supply chain. This is the final slides. Anyone have any question? Did you understand? Anyone have any question? This is the final slide. If anyone have any question, please tell me.
It's not like a question, like just to know that the positive relationship between supply chain and quality team, then it is good for company or any company, or this is a positive way.
Of course, you mean the quality and the supply chain?
Yes.
Of course, it's a good for any company because they're gonna get a high performance. They're gonna have a high profit, a high trust in the service and product, the high, let's say, market share, good reputation, and blah blah blah. It's very good actually.
Yes. Understand. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have another question. It's just your observation you can share with us. What are the major challenges of supply chain management for upcoming business or upcoming world? What do you think about that? What are the major challenges, of supply chain management?
This is the challenges.
Sorry, can you please mute?
Can you please mute your microphone so we can know what is the challenges? Okay, as I told you before, in any company, we have input, process, output, we have internal environment and external environment. What challenges we face? SAFE told us, according to the COVID crisis, we are facing worldwide, or we have an environmental challenge, right? So we move from physical education to virtual education. This is a challenge, right? And we are still suffering from it. So the political thing might be a challenge, the environmental factors might be a challenge, the culture itself, it might be a challenge. Like, consider yourself, you are working in a different cultural organization. Is it a challenge? Yes, it is a challenge because you have to know all the other cultures to know how to deal with them, right? The technological factor, is it a challenge or not? It is a challenge. Yeah, the legal factor, is it a challenge or not?
Sure.
Challenge.
Okay, let's go to the SWOT analysis, the strength point or the weakness point. The weakness point, is it a challenge? Like if we don't have a financial support, or financially we are not that good, is it a challenge or not?
Challenge.
Yeah, sure, challenges.
Yeah, so all the external environment factors might be a very big challenge or might be a very competitive factor for our company. It depends on how we deal with it. The question here by Saif, he said, may strategic planning be changed oceanly? We can't change it oceanly. We might update it or change some of the activities, okay, but we don't change it, we change the whole strategy. We can adopt a new or updates from the environment to the strategy, but we can't change it, the whole strategy. We keep it the same, but we keep updating it according to the factors affecting our environment.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, I have got it.
Any more questions? Okay. Then thank you for listening to me.
I have one question. Yes. Yeah. On this slide, you have mentioned that we'll get feedback from customer at all stages in input, process, and outputs. So I'm little confused whether the external customer, how they will have access to input and process. Is it for the internal customer who will actually give feedback on these two processes, and on the output, the external customer?
Okay, when I said we keep taking feedback, so whenever we have a problem in our company or in our organization, we're gonna go back to all the steps, to input, process, output, from where we take the feedback from the employee. Like if we say input, we go to the procurement section.
Yes, right.
We say process, we go to the manufacturer section. If we say an output, we go to the distributor. The distributor might have a problem. They didn't distribute in the right time or in the right way. So here, when we say feedback, we are taking it from the organization and from the customer, and also we can add the environmental factor and the competitors. Also, we can take a feedback, because we have to keep an eye on the competitors, in the internal environment and the external environment.
So it is not only the customer actually.
No,
It's
not only the
also,
customer.
yeah. Okay.
Even the competitors, we have to keep an eye on them to see what they are doing and where they are. Okay, and what technology they are using.
Okay.
So we can have a continuous improvement. If we don't have an eye on our competitors, so we won't know what trends in the market, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, sir.
Any more questions? Okay. Thank you guys for listening to me. Sorry for uploading your minds, and wish to see you soon.
And thank you very much for
you so
your last presentation. We have learned a lot of new things from you. Thank you very much.
It was an excellent presentation.
Will you,
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Are we going to get this slide in
Yes,
PDF
of course.
format?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Any question more? No.
You are done.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Heba Awawdeh. Thank you for your nice presentation today. Actually, if they have any question later, they will ask you. No issue. And hopefully you will be with us and you will take some classes next time. And,
yes, sure.
And I would like to request Saif Ahmed to change his microphone next classes, because it is sometimes making noise.
Okay.
Sound. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you very much for joining with us today. Today we'd like to discontinue now, and hopefully we'll see Heba Awawdeh next time in our next session very soon. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Allah Hafiz.
28 জন